Well, thank you very much for coming here, for taking time. You know, there's a million places you guys can be in this world. Thank you for being here, spending a little bit of time to learn about NASGO. Love the support, you guys being a part of NASGO. You know, this is fun to share our message with you and see, you know, the support that we're getting, but also be able to give you guys a look at where we're going in the future. So thank you very much. You know, before I get started, I just want to kind of preface what NASGO is and where it came from. You know, as you look at this picture, this we feel, you know, my partner Steve and I, as you look at what images really tell your story. And we chose this because, you know, many times in life, that's the way you feel, right? How many times have you felt that you're sitting here and you're looking in the world, you're wondering, how do I get in the game? Like, why am I not there? Like, why am I not good enough? Why am I not, I deserve this. Why can't I just get in the game? And so we built NASGO because we're entrepreneurs. We wanted to give everyone around the world, a person in India that has an amazing innovation, amazing dream, the ability to get into a global e-commerce. Somebody in Vietnam, we meet these amazing people that never have the money, never have the ability to get into the game. So really my presentation today is coming from our passion of giving entrepreneurship around the world built on blockchain. And I'll tell you right now, blockchain, you know, if I asked each one of you, how does the internet work? How many of you know how the internet works? That's exactly one. But that's the way blockchain, we need to get away from blockchain as far as that's the main thing. That's just the behind the scenes, that's what's powering it, but it's what's built on blockchain. So my presentation today is about the world's first $1 trillion blockchain platform. Pretty bold, right? $1 trillion. Woo! You know, damn it, Apple hit it, but all right. Here we come. But we want to do, you know, for me, I always look at, you need to reverse engineer and explain why we believe that. How are we going to achieve hitting a $1 trillion blockchain application platform? So let's go through and let me reverse engineer this for you. So before we get going, I'm a huge believer in you don't reinvent the wheel. That's hard. That's time consuming. What we wanted to do is look at what the wheel is and make it flippin' amazing. Make it that much better. So if you look at the evolution of e-commerce, you know, the 90s were when we moved to PCs, right? You know, businesses and jobs were replaced by computers. Then we moved over to the 2000s. 2000s was businesses moving from local, you know, in shops online. Their local addresses moved to online addresses. The World Wide Web, huge era, huge change in the way the world is connecting with each other. Then we went to 2010s. This was the year of mobile phones. 5 billion mobile phones, 3G network. This is when apps, you know, the App Store, Google Play Store, really kind of got traction and people started to understand what is possible, what we can actually do with your mobile phone and e-commerce. So we believe the next era is the 2020s, is the blockchain era. This is the era of trust. I think we've all come to the point where it's too much. It's overwhelming. There's too many options, too many stories, too many scams. That 2020s are about blockchain, building trust, transparency, in a global e-commerce. We like to call this the blockcom era. This is the blockchain and .com, taking the web of what we've learned and what has grown so massively and created this global ecosystem built and threaded on blockchain, which is building trust. It's building transparency that people can connect very quickly and be able to transact with each other and interact and collaborate with each other. So did you guys know that last year, over 300 million new domains were created? The web is just, the World Wide Web is going crazy. People are still buying domains like crazy. There's over 1.8 billion plus websites in the world. And I can't tell you how many of them, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to actually utilize that website. So for us being entrepreneurs, you know, you got blockchain, and I feel like you're either blockchain is, you know, developer, we've got a, you know, we're wearing a hoodie and we're gonna got your secret handshake and, you know, we're underground, like, man, what are you doing? You're taking blockchain to the masses, I hate it. Or you've got Ripple, you've got these, you know, enterprise banking, but what about the meat and potatoes of every economy? These are small and medium-sized enterprises. So we really saw that that's where we're passionate about. So we created a blockchain toolbox. And so we wanted to make it to where blockchain was accessible to everyone. So if you look at small, medium-sized businesses, what's the number one issue that they face? It's funding. 82% of businesses go under because of lack of funding. So how do you help them start to create more funding, give them the ability to stay in the game and get momentum in their business? Well, you got to build trust. And we look at trust as, right now, we use it as our FICO score. You know, I want to go get a loan at the bank. I need a FICO score. I need history. I need to be able to show that I actually am worthy to go out and get a loan, get that business financing. And so that's hard for many small businesses just starting. And so we saw blockchain as the solution. This was a way, I believe, blockchain in many ways will become the new FICO score. That when people are wanting to loan money and to fund, they're gonna say, show me your blockchain. I wanna see what you're up to. I can't sit here and cook the books and tell you like, hey, yeah, I'm making tons of money, business going amazing. I don't really care. Show me your blockchain. Show me all your transactions, what's happening. But the challenge with that is blockchain is not available to the mass market. So we've got this gap between blockchain and what it can do for the mass market and people building blockchain and allowing the mass market to utilize it. So that's where I feel like we've really kind of taken and pioneered blockchain to the next level. Because again, if I ask you how the internet works, we don't know. But we all know how we use it, right? And that's what we want to do, is make it usable. The adoption is there. So with our Blockbox, new blockchain toolbox, we've created, and the reason why, you know, I was just on NASDAQ doing an interview, and she said, people are calling you guys the GoDaddy of blockchain. And it's because we want to make it, when you look at the World Wide Web, people didn't know how to get on there. It was really GoDaddy and these companies that help facilitate people get on to World Wide Web. So we created a blockchain domain search and purchase system. So if you think about going into buying a .com, a URL on the World Wide Web, we built a .com to where you can buy domains on blockchain addresses. The second is we made it very simple that every website can be put on blockchain, or I can create a new website on blockchain. So just like GoDaddy, I bought a web address, now I need hosting, I can put my website onto blockchain and have it connected. And the third is tokenization. I hear there's lots of conversations about tokenization, digital assets, and what is it, what is not. We believe tokenization is really the next level of connecting, incentivized sharing with your community. So you've got tokenization, that's a security token, that it's like, hey, I'm using it to raise capital. Or where we're really focused on is utility tokens. Something that allows a company to say, I'm a company, I'm a brand, I'm an influencer, I've got a gap between me and all my customers, my fans, my followers. How do I bridge that gap that they're now partners with me? Well, that's what tokenization does, is allows in a finite number all of my community to be essentially partners with me in my business. Now they're incentivized to care about me. They're incentivized to share me. So you're creating an ecosystem of sharing, of caring, of loyalty to your brand. Make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
All right. So blockchain toolbox, again, this isn't $50,000, $100,000. It's 700 NASGO NSG. That's about $350 USD. and you get a domain address, you get hosting onto the blockchain, and you get tokenized, all done within 5 minutes, and I'm up and running on blockchain. Come on, can I get a hallelujah? All right, so another thing that I think is unique about what we're doing, we just heard from the Ethereum, the Consensus big conference, that scalability is a massive issue for these Bitcoin, the scalability, but also the validation times. What's great is we already thought of that ahead of time. And so we've got our main chain, but we've got side chains. So every side chain is essentially a new chain for every company. So every company, small and medium-sized business coming onto our platform, they're their own chain, side chain. So validation time is guaranteed within 10 seconds because you're not going through the whole network. You're going through their side chain. So it allows for, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yes. All right, so real quick, I know timing-wise is tight, but I just want to go through, I did this presentation, a few weeks ago. It's already outdated, just because our development plan, I want you guys to understand, we're not stopping. Like everybody's sitting here thinking about blockchain, so great. We already did that. We're already going ahead of it. So now we're looking at what do we build on blockchain and what products we build on blockchain. So number one is everybody goes, well, your consensus algorithm, I love POW, love a proof of work, or I love a proof of stake. Well, guess what? On our network, every sidechain gets to choose what consensus algorithm they want. So I can customize my company to be on POW or POS. So it gives the freedom for every developer to actually create their own consensus algorithm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a biggie. We also have the integrated voting and ranking in our dApp store.